Hey everybody, welcome to Between the Lions, a bi-weekly bite-sized oral history of the ongoing mission by the musical collective known as My Soul Among the Lions to put all 150 Psalms from the Bible to music. I'm Nathan. That's Phil. That's Jake. They're pastors.
Hey.
Hello.
That one's Phil. The other one's Jake.
We went out of order.
Well, now they've been name-checked. The one that said they've been out of order, that's Jake. And you should know him, because you listen to all the other Warhorn podcasts. I know you. You're a completist. Now, guys, today we come to the subject of Psalm 9. I remember writing a bunch of different versions for Team Nathan Phil of this one, and none of them really working very well. This was like a really difficult psalm for me to find a through line.
Yeah, that was it. So there were two big issues with this psalm. It was the most difficult one to get.
Of 1 through 10.
Of 1 through 10 to complete, and it's because it was the longest. Really finding a hook or a through line.
Like, what is this about, actually?
Difficult. This is judgment on the nations, deeds of God, but it just felt like finding that one place to hang your hat on and build around, or finding a way through it. It was just hard and long on top of it. I don't know what Jody and I did. What I think I remember is just straight up avoiding it.
Mm-hmm. I remember this
putting
was
it off
for
as long as possible.
We were going through the Psalms. We had a summer Psalms series where we were debuting a lot of the stuff that you guys had come up with. Is it true or false? The way I remember it is this one wasn't written on the retreat, but
I think it was.
Was it? Okay, maybe it was.
I don't remember.
Well,
we came back with everything.
What I remember is you guys took our keyboard, our Nord keyboard, and I remember the thing that impressed me about this one was the use of that sound that you hear on the recording on the album is basically what Jody came up with. And that sound, I was like, oh, that's really cool. That's different. That kind of Rhodes keyboard sound. That's my memory. I could be wrong. But...
Well, no, you're probably right. One way or another, I remember we circled around this one for a long time and had, like Jake was saying, one of the ones that gave us trouble.
Yeah, so the way that Jody and I cracked this was Ben Sulcer, who is very involved now with Warhorn and is on Sound of Sanity and writes and just a creative...
By the time he was some punk in the pastor's college.
Not even.
Aspiring
to be in the pastor's college.
Some punk aspiring to be in the pastor's college.
But he was a part of the collective, a part of the team, and he had taken a couple stabs at songs that didn't really take off. But he took a stab at Psalm 9, and in his stab at Psalm 9, he did one thing, which was really great and striking to both me and Jody, which is he rhymed Zion's daughter with gates of slaughter in a way that really highlighted Zion's daughter as being a place where we could hang our hat and make a focal point of the song with a rhyme that worked. And
it's part of the chorus, which is that's significant.
Yeah, that's what we just was, we were like, okay, that's it. That right there, that's it. Zion's daughter, that's what we're going to build around. That's what the chorus is going to be. Gates of death and slaughter, that's the hook. Mm-hmm. And then so Jody went away. If we were up in Michigan, he went away to another room, came up with the chorus first with the first verse, which is a lot of, I've probably explained many times now, but a lot of our songwriting process is when it's a collaboration between me and Jody. It's either, here's a whole text, Jody, and then he does something with it, or it's, hey, Jake, I've got a chorus and a tune for a verse, or a chorus and a first verse. Can you finish this out? And this was one of those, I got a chorus, I got a first verse. Can you finish this out for me? And then I wrote the rest of the verses. And then he had a bridge melody. And I wrote a bridge, pretty sure I wrote the bridge. But I remember not being happy with what I did with the bridge and questioning whether or not it should stay in. And some people on the project didn't think it should. And part of the reason for that is the judgment in the psalm, it's more focused on judgment on the nations instead of judgment on people that are real in David's life, that are oppressing him in a personal way. That bridge deals with the scoffers and the fools instead of the nations. Still fit in the spirit of it, Jody said.
Yeah, it still works. Yeah. I mean, the last two verses of the psalm, arise, O Lord, do not let man prevail.
Right.
That's basically our bridge there.
Let the nations be judged before you use the next line. But yeah, that's it. That's the psalm.
Well, I like this one. I was impressed with the amount of text that you were able to just
cram in there.
because my instinct, especially at the time, and you can see it in Beyond the Stars, is how can we pare this down to the most evocative 2 or 3 ideas? And this one would not pare down into an evocative couple ideas. The other thing that's what I want to say about that is the notion of the Solzerian rhyme that broke it open for you. One thing that I've sort of learned in all the creative work that we've done over the years is, well, I've just never been able to decide who is actually the genius. Is it the person that comes up with the good idea, or is it the person that comes up with the bad idea that leads to the good idea? Because you could argue either way, but a lot of times the key creative turn in a process isn't, well, I finally came up with the great thing. It's, you know what, it needs to be like this. Just do the good version of this kind of thing. Like, here's a direction, actually. Like, having the right instinct for the direction, because you can spend hours and months and years finding the right way to go, but you have to be walking in the right direction. You have to be facing the right direction. And so when someone can just say, go that way.
That's the thing, is if you looked at, I haven't looked it up or anything, but my memory is that what Ben wrote wasn't very good.
Mm-hmm.
But if he had never written it and had never unlocked it, I don't know what we would have done for this psalm. It certainly wouldn't be what it is now. He unlocked the whole thing for us, and he had that one really great idea that inspired.
There's some rails we can run on.
It was the rails. It was everything that we needed to make it work was all right there in seed form.
I think this is one of the cooler ones musically. Like
I do too.
On the first album. What do you remember about that whole process?
I don't know how different we all think it is from the rest of it. I think it fits nicely, but it might be on the one side of the yard.
Right.
You know, it's maybe the most poppy in style, maybe.
But it's a really nice placement, like right before the end, to have that kind of driving song.
But it's also gotten a lot of play in worship.
Yeah.
I love singing it in worship. I think our congregation loves singing it in worship. I don't know. I really like this song. I think it's one of the best on that album in terms at least of its style and singability and how useful it is to us in using it in worship. It has simplicity. I love the mix of the keyboard and the acoustic guitar and the kick drum.
Mm-hmm.
Just those 3 things put together, just driving. It just kind of drives the song. I think it's great.
It's cool, and it works really well in worship. You're right. We go back to it a decent amount. And unless anyone has anything else to say, let's give it a listen.
I'll praise you, Lord, with all my heart and tell of all your wondrous ways. I'll sing for joy at every part. Most worthy judge, I'll give you praise. Defender of my cause. My enemies, they turned in dread when melted by your powerful look. They tried to flee but fell instead. You blot their names out of your book. Remember them no more. Oh, the righteous God, the judge of earth is my strength. I take refuge in the Father at the gates of Zion's daughter. When I'm thirsty, Lord, you fill my cup from streams of living water. Lift me out of my affliction in the gates of death and slaughter. Let me live to ever sing your praise in the gates of Zion's daughter. The nations now are sinking down into the pits that they have made. Their feet are tangled in their nets, the traps that they themselves have laid, ensnared by their own hands. The poor will put their trust in you, the humble call upon your name. You have not left them to themselves. I praise in the gates of Zion's daughter. Rise up, O Lord, in your wrath. Strike every scoffer you meet. Crush every fool in your path. Put their injustice under your feet. I take refuge in the Father at the gates of Zion's daughter. When I'm thirsty, Lord, you fill my cup from streams of living water. Lift me out of my affliction in the gates of death and slaughter. Let me live to ever sing your praise in the gates of Zion's daughter. Zion's
Hey, if you like this song, you can buy it on Apple Music or Amazon or Bandcamp. You can listen to My Soul Among Lions pretty much wherever you listen to your music, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever. You can get charts and lead sheets if you'd like to use this song in your worship at clearnotesongbook.com. And of course, you can support this fine work at warhornmedia.com/give.